Hi YouTube, it's Lena, and I'm here today with a makeup tag. This is the Monochromatic Makeup Tag. I saw LS do this, but the creator is Hannah Louise Poston, I believe. I believe that's how you say that. And the idea is to simply create a makeup look with one color. Now, the tag says step one is to start with your base and your brows done. My brows are not done. You will find out why in a second. Step two is collect a group of color cosmetics that are all the same color. Mine are a little more in the same family because I'm going with green and I have lots of greens and lots of different colors. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of roll with it here. I can't follow directions anyway. I don't know why anybody ever thinks I should. And next I'm supposed to create a look using only those colors and then add mascara and lashes if I want to. And finally, film some obligatory beauty guru slow motion voguing. Yes. Yes. Anyways, so now for fun, for an extra bit of fun, I decided I'm going to do my eyebrows in a color as well. Did I mention I was doing green? I'm doing green. So let me just roll out my stuff here. Now, the palette that I'm going to be using for most of my stuff actually is the Urban Decay Electric palette. And I will be sticking mainly with these three colors right here. Like I said, don't expect me to have them all be exactly the same color because I can't follow directions. Now, for my brows, I'm going to be going in with fringe. Now, normally to get a really good pop of color on the brow, you need to use like a white base first, but white is not green. So we're just gonna go in today. And it still works without it. It's just, it pops better with a white base. So I'm just taking an ELPHNT eyebrow brush right here and just going in like I would with any other powder. And as you can see, it still comes through really well. I love this palette. I don't know why Urban Decay decided to discontinue it. But because these are technically more pressed pigments than just strictly eyeshadows, you know, I guess that's why the colors still really pop. And thankfully, unlike some of the other colors, the green doesn't stain. These two and these two, because of the pigments used within, can stain. I don't know what it is, but I always feel like I do my brows better when I do them in a color rather than, you know, the way I'm supposed to do them with, like, to try to match my hair color. Although I will be dyeing my hair green soon, so. That is another thing about using a white base, is that when you try to brush them through, sometimes if you don't use a base, the color will move ever so slightly. Such is life. It's fine. I'm just gonna set it with a little bit of clear brow gel, and I can use clear because clear is not a color. Next, the fun part, the eyes. Now, I've already primed my lids, and I was going to use a colored base, but because I want to go in with Freak a bit as well, I don't think it would go with this, so I decided not to. I might still use the glitter on this end, though. I'm just going to go in with Freak and pack it on the inner half of the lid. This is actually pretty close to my go-to look. There's just not going to be a brown transition shade for this palette. Like, when I pull out this palette, this is the look that I go for a lot. Like I said, I'm just going to be tweaking it a little bit because there is no, you know, green. There's no, normally I use a brown transition shade, but brown is not green, once again, so we're just gonna be rocking the greens. For the outer half, I'm going back in with fringe. And I'm just gonna use the same brush because I'm lazy, since I'll be blending them together anyway. I also love the color that this turns into when you end up blending Freak and Fringe together. Now I'm going to take an actual crease brush and just take a little bit more fringe into my crease. I haven't used that enough already. Let's use more. Now I'm just going to take a clean brush real quick and blend out the edges. Finally, for the top half of the lids, I don't know why I'm singing, I'm going to take a little bit of Thrash, this acid yellow green, honestly, and pop it on my inner corners. And you're like, well, what about liner? I'm going to wet this liner brush and take more fringe on the upper and lower half of the lid. Upper and lower lids, I should say. Almost monochromatic. Like almost one color monochromatic rather than just one color family monochromatic. Now for a fun little extra, before we get to the lips, highlights. Because I have a green highlight, I might as well use it. Going in with Lucky Clover on the tops of my cheeks. And finally, the lips. This is actually a Fantasy Makers lipstick they're basically Wet n Wild, but this Fantasy Makers by Wet n Wild, it even says it on the package, but usually around Halloween time they come out with like Halloween specific makeup. This is Celestial Teal, which is actually pretty close to that fringe. And that, my friends, is it. I'm so green. I wish I'd already had my hair done for this, because then I could even have green hair. Oh, I have to Vogue for you now. Thank you guys for tuning in. I look like a leprechaun hooker, and as always I really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye!